Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's live.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
Good evening, everybody. This is the Leicester Till Chris Can't Give a Shit Anymore. Welcome along. I hope you are doing well. And if you saw, I'm sorry, I was actually playing a live video from the game on Saturday. If you're wondering what the big yawn was at the beginning,
was that my yawn that you could hear?
Yes.
Well, yeah, sums up perfectly, doesn't it?
When the video plays, it mutes the channel, but just while I've got the picture up at the start. So if you fart or do anything like that at the start, it goes out live. But the timing was excellent. It really was. Yeah, this is going to be interesting because as those of you that saw the post-match reaction and my drunken rant will know that I was down the pub when this was going on, spending a nice couple of hours with my daughter and future son-in-law. Well, he will be if he ever gets around to asking her to marry him. You better hurry up. She's getting on a bit, mate. Getting on a bit. So I didn't see the game. Brad, I don't think I missed much, did I?
Well, no, because you've just missed Leicester being Leicester. I mean, the first half, well, I mean, top of the league, you wouldn't have known. You know, you like to say, Chris, sometimes we review these games, you think who's top and who's struggling. You wouldn't have known in the first half, but then Leicester came back out in the second half. And unfortunately, the 11 players we sent out in the first half were all loanees. So we had to put out the real Leicester, and the rest tells the story.
Yeah. I'm going to say hi to Craig, hi to Clibbo. Blue Fox is in from Canada. Hello, mate. And Wayne. Now, look, Wayne, we don't want to know what you call your cock, honestly. But if you want to call your cock foxes, that's fine.
I thought you were going to say Steve because you put Steve in there. I was like, don't call your cock Steve.
What he calls his cock, who knows, you know. So that's a thought I got in my head now. Steve, you know what made me laugh when I came back and saw the score was the fact that I'm thinking, like, did you go, by the way? You went, didn't you, Steve?
I was at the game, yes.
Yeah, and I was thinking, he won't have even walked out on this one. He would have had to sit there and watch the whole 90 minutes.
Yep, I stayed right until the final whistle. And look, as I said in my video, which was actually a lot more sort of measured, if you'd had seen it, it was just a case of it was inevitable. You know, as soon as that first goal went in the second half, I thought, well, we're going to lose this now. And you know, lo and behold, we will find any reason to lose a football match. We are the worst club in the world for being like, oh, you know, we'll give you some hope, and then we smack you down, get back to where you belong. So yeah it is what it is.
Totally. Wayne, it was because you've got foxes, we will rise. Oh, it doesn't matter. I've got to explain it. It doesn't work. But I tell you what, I wasn't there. I started to watch the 10-minute video of the game and gave up after 2. So I thought what I'll do is I'll just put the 2-minute one up. So let's have a look and see just how it went.
Ball in midfield. Ricardo finds Descourt over Reed. Shuffles it wide to Fatamu on his own on the right-hand side. Mason Clark getting back defensively. They could overread. Nice ball. Nice finish from Jordan James. Leicester take the lead early on. It was a wonderfully worked move from Leicester City. And no surprises. It's Jordan James with the finishing touch.
Wow, just before that, in the earlier phase of that attack, Coventry held at such a high line. Yeah, but Coventry give you time and space to play. Is Jordan James again
In the penalty area. It's beyond Ayew. Oh, they could overread. I think there was a deflection on it. It seemed to just loop up in the air off the turf, says Matt Elliott next to me. And Carl Rushworth adjusted in time to push it over the crossbar. As Grimes' ball puts the goalkeeper under pressure. Stelarczyk came, didn't get anything on it. Acrobatic attempt from the 6-yard line. Was that Romain Esse? Out to the left-hand side. Here's Mason Clark. Onto his right, Rudoni from the edge of the box. Deflection in front of the goalkeeper. It's Ben Nelson who looks to the heavens. I think it just took a flick off of him on the way through to wrong-foot Stelarczyk. Coventry have levelled things up and they're not taking much time to do so in the second half.
Yeah. You know, it's different when you stick a foot out and trip them up, but what you're meant to do sometimes.
Drops to Sakamoto.
Saka's shit. That's what Luke Thomas is.
Jakub Stelarczyk is
Maybe
looking for the
offside.
flag. Matt Elliott is looking for the flag. Marti
You call that with
Cifuentes
Jamie
is looking
Pearson, the
for
legs up
flag.
in the air behind your head.
The assistant referee doesn't want to know.
A couple of
Fucking
thousand of
awful.
Leicester City.
There we go, gentlemen. Welcome along, Anthony. How are you doing? Oh, God. Can I just say that maybe this wasn't the week to actually not to decide I wasn't going to be able to carry on with the prediction league, because I actually went Coventry 2, Leicester 1. Look, Steve, I said beforehand that this was a free hit. We had Cheltenham Town last week in the FA Cup. We had Coventry this week, who were top of the league. Yeah, they're a little bit iffy, but, you know, we're the club that, you know, keeps on giving. These were the two games when you should be going out, I think, and blooding the youngsters.
Well, it's difficult to say because you look at the first half performance, and that was, I would say, it's the best we performed all season. We were dynamic, we were attacking, we gave them plenty of headaches, you know. And if we'd had a clinical finisher, we probably would have been 2 or 3 goals up at halftime. But then if you counteract that with the second half and the fact that we were again poor and we sat back on the game and we were hoping to potentially catch them on the break. There was so I went with Dan, who is on the final whistle with me. We stood together for the game, and I said to him at halftime, if we concede, we'll lose this game. And he said, yeah, I can see that too. We just got to hope that we don't sit back and try and counter, which is what we did. We ended up sitting back. And the only time that changed is when we brought Louis Page on. And, you know, within a couple of minutes of him touching the ball, he did an outside of the foot pass round the onto the wing and round their defence. And, you know, we were breaking forward. But yeah, it's a Jekyll and Hyde, isn't it? It always is. And while I do want to see the young lads, and I think we'll see some of the young lads tomorrow against Wrexham. But yeah, I don't think it was a free hit, because I really think we could have been 2 or 3 up at halftime and we would have been okay. But it's Leicester, isn't it? You know,
It is. What I'm saying though, Brad, is that, yeah, looking back at the game, the first half apparently was quite good. But before the game, you look at it, that's more of a free hit than playing Wrexham. You know, we could actually get something from playing Wrexham. I'd called this that we were going to lose this even from the preview with the Coventry fan. I agreed with his prediction of 2-1 to Coventry. I'd sooner have seen the kids go out and give this one a go, because we were going to lose it anyway, and we did lose it.
No, not at all. Completely 100% disagree. This is a fucking local derby. No chance. I want us to go out there with our best available team and win the game.
if we'd have been 4-0 down at half time.
We're going to put the kids out against that, then you'll get sacked, because I'm sorry, you can't put the kids out in that. Then we would have got slaughtered, Chris. I know the game didn't turn out how it would, and I actually said at full time to Jess, I said, to be fair, they did to us what we did to West Brom. Had a hatful of chances, didn't take the most of them, only took one out of about 4 or 5. All right, that's fantastic saving there by Rutherford for Deco Reed. But you say, oh, well, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. Well, yeah, because you know how the outcome went. But for 84 minutes, it was 1-1 and we were taking a point off top of the league, or we're pissing away with the league. We know how that felt 2 years ago. So, no, I'm not taking a free hit here. I agree. Go with it for Wrexham because it's not a free hit. You want to plug them in and keep giving them goes, but not against your local rivals.
Does that really matter anymore, though, Steve? I mean,
oh yes, yeah.
Really, I know there was trouble and what have you, but the most, I mean, there was speaking to the Coventry fan, probably don't even see this as a local derby. You know,
they do. They do. If you see some of my Twitter replies, they definitely do, and they hate us more. You know, I would say, because the only reason I hate Forest is because my brother's a Forest fan, right? I would say honestly, because of the distance between the two clubs, and because that a lot of Leicester fans and Coventry fans live in the same area, so the Hinckley area, this is quite a heated derby. And I would say this is probably our actual main rivals. I wouldn't say it's Forest or Derby because they only care about each other. You know, they wank each other off in the car park. You know, you go do that, lads. That's okay. You know, Coventry, I hate them. And the replies I got on Twitter before the game and after the game, like, yeah, no, they definitely hate us, and it's definitely a heated rival for sure. And Brad, you are right. If we'd have gone and lost sort of 3 or 4-0, or even been sort of 2 or 3 down at half time, the manager probably would have lost his job because that would have been indicative of a very poor performance.
Does it really matter though, Brad? Because look, if we lose to Coventry, which we're always going to, I don't care what you say before the game, and I'm talking about before the game here. It's nice to look back afterwards and go, actually, we were in it for 80 odd minutes. We weren't. We were in it for 45. The second half, we were just turned up. You know, we did what we usually do, which was go and have a tea and biscuits or something, and as Steve would say, have a wank in the dressing room with Marty, and come out and we're too knackered to sort of try and defend anything because we always seem to concede straight after. But you look at 2 games. You look at Coventry, who are top of the league. Yeah, a little bit iffy at the moment, but let's be honest, they've been running away with it like we did. And then you've got Wrexham coming up. Wrexham we could get something from. And it's all about getting the points on the board at the moment because we know what might be coming up, and more on that later. I just think that this was the game that, at the end of the day, are we all that bothered about the derby? Are we all that? I couldn't even be asked to stop in and watch the game. I went to the pub with my daughter.
Yeah, that's first of all, that's great for you. That you got family, you're bound to spend time with them. I would do the same in your situation. I'm not denying it, but I don't know. Did you just switch off for 2 minutes? Because Steve hit the nail on the head all the way through. This is a derby, Chris. I am not sitting here. Right, okay, you tell me this then, Chris. Wrexham are above us in the league. Should we just not bother them because they're above us in the league? When we play Middlesbrough, should we just not bother because they're second, so they're going to obviously beat us? No, that's not the mentality to have. No, I've not finished. You've set me off on this run. I'm going to go on one. When Manchester United lost to Liverpool 7-0, they were humiliated and hounded into the dirt, and still to this day get it brought up. Just like Manchester United will rub this into the dirt. If Man City lose their title, don't regain their Premier League title by 3 points, 2 points, 1 point, Man United fans will say that's because of Super Carrick. They will hold that over their head for the all times being. Of course, a derby matters, mate. If Marti Cifuentes had have gone, Luco, Evans, all you lot, get on. All the first team would drop because we're going to lose anyway because it's Coventry. If that's my manager saying, here, lads, I want you to play football, but it's top of the league, so I've not picked any of you, then I'm telling my chairman, I said, get this clown out because he's completely admitting defeat. He's not even taking it. Play your strongest available 11. Yes, you can have youngsters that have been in there, like Page coming off the bench, but you don't just give it up, Chris. If you did that with your sales team, and I will flip this back on you, and you went, oh, well, we're going to an area they don't really buy today, lad. So you lot go, you my best salesman, you go home, and I'll send out these 3 new recruits and absolutely get them shot to pieces and make no sales all week because they've got no one out there leading the line. And it doesn't matter anyway because Rothbard don't buy anywhere. No, you're going to send your best lot out to try and get blood from a stone.
Well, okay, first of all, I'm not saying that we should have 11 youth players out there. You obviously have a mix. But B, if at some point we have, we've been screaming and screaming and screaming to blood the youngsters, to give the youngsters a chance. So do you put them out against a team like Wrexham that we've got possibly got a chance of getting something, or a team like Coventry where they were going to beat us? All right, I know we did well for 45, but we didn't know that before we kicked off, did we? We also wonder which Leicester are going to turn up today. So all I'm saying is this would have. I mean, the Cheltenham game would have been a lot more perfect. Bringing AU on for Daka, fucking hell. But this was, to me, if we'd lost this, and let's say the youngsters had gone out and we'd lost 2-1, I wouldn't be as annoyed as I am now, because I'm thinking, well, yeah, he gave the youngsters a chance. Steve,
I don't think there are many fans that. Well, I mean, there might be angry. I don't think they are that annoyed. I think we're just expecting it now. And Brad, I completely agree. If my manager came out and said, well, there's no guarantees we'll beat Coventry, so we're going to play our youngsters today, like it's an FA Cup second round match, way at Darlington, compared to actually top of the table Coventry.
And what you're saying is, you some matches might be more important than other matches.
Well, that was an important match. That was a really important match. You lose to your local rivals, who, let's be honest, when we were up, when we were in the Downey Championship last time, and we beat them 2-1 on the opening day of the season, they hated that, and I got a lot of abuse for it. And then they beat us, and they came back at us.
You expected to lose. You're not bothered. We lost it. We expected to lose it. So what the hell? Why not?
I wasn't expecting to lose it. Well, and also it's a sad indictment of Leicester City as a football club, the fact that we're having a conversation of whether or not we should have rested our first team players to play against Wrexham because we could get something out of a game, rather than going up against our local rivals who fiercely hate us and call us incester, and all this sort of stuff. No, Chris, I'm sorry, pal, but you are way off at this point. In the politest possible way, without being disrespectful, you're talking at your bottom.
Well, I will agree to disagree with you, because I think, and I suppose maybe it's age on my, that I've got. I've been following it quite a long time. What the local derbies mean these days is nothing compared to what the local derbies meant 20, 30 years ago. I'm sorry, it would actually probably mean more to the young. I'll come to you in a second, Brad. It probably actually means more to the youngsters who are Leicester born and bred than it does to a lot of the others. What did this mean to a Coley? Well, he's Italian and probably he's more interested in Juventus versus somebody.
Yeah, but what did it mean? Sorry, Brad, just really quick. What did it mean when we beat them on the opening day of the season? Half the players wouldn't. You're trying to say, oh, Wout Fass wouldn't have cared, or Vestergaard wouldn't have cared. No, they would care, because still, at the end of the day, they live in the local area, and they can take back and say, well, we beat you, so off you fuck. Sorry, Brad.
Let me ask you this then, Brad. Do you remember a couple of years ago when we had Brendan Rodgers as manager? Sorry to sort of drag that up, but we played Watford in the FA Cup. It was during COVID, and there was a lot of youngsters because we'd got a lot of players out, and you played a lot of youngsters, and we played Watford, who were a Premier League team, and the youngsters beat them. I think it was 3-0 or something like that. Played against Forest the game after. Now, you may remember this. I think it was 4-1 or 4-0 when all the big names came back.
Yeah, but that was an atmosphere and a dressing room and even a management that had completely lost face in the system.
Well, this manager hasn't.
No, and again, but to a degree, the problem is we're at a point where 50% of our squad give a shit and the other half give a shit until we're losing. And that's the big problem. My thing is, Chris, the reason I put my hand up there like a good school child waiting my turn to speak.
Well, but you might want to go to the toilet,
Yeah, well, no, I just fuck off on camera, mate. I'll do a Leicester.
We know.
No, my point to reiterate back to you was, right, we've talked about blooding the youngsters in before many a times on this show, and I want to put this back on you then. All right, let's say it isn't Coventry. Let's just say it's Middlesbrough at the top, and we've just lost 2-1 to Middlesbrough. They're not a local derby. It's not an even bigger game than that. Right? You always said the blood in the youngsters. Isn't it better if we integrate them into games that we think we can win? Because if we go out and play them against top of the league or in red hot form, you talked about, I think we were talking more about the Premier League. You said, oh, you can't do that against Arsenal and Man City because they'll get smashed. What would that do for the confidence? Well, what would it have done for their confidence if we'd have suddenly made dramatic changes? You know, a Luco starting, Evans starting, Page starting, who I know has been a bit more embedded than the other pairs, but a few more names maybe got started, and this was turmoil 4-5-0. It's got nothing from. At least if you tell them we're trusting you to go out there on Tuesday night and show them what they're doing wrong and why you're getting in ahead of them, they'll be more fired up for it, Chris. And also on the Luco, on the Akoli part, he actually was the player selected to give the traditional "it's a big game for us" speech.
Oh.
So,
and when you're smiling, my God, what an awful...
of course it was. I know, that's why I said it was. Yeah, that's why I said it was the traditional.
I listened to that on the way down to Birmingham with my wife next to me, and even she went, "What is he saying? What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't know."
There you go. Look, devil's advocate, you know that. I'm stirring the pot, you know that as well.
Yeah. Likely story. Yeah.
All I'm saying is that let's say we get a 10-point deduction. All right, and might not be anything at all. We don't know yet. Let's say we get 10-point reduction and we're in a relegation battle. Which game are we more likely to win, Coventry or Wrexham? We are not a team at the moment. We're a team that is up to our neck in the brown stuff. And we've got to do what we need to do to try and stay in this league. And I think that when you get to that point, then, games like, certain games don't necessarily carry them the same meaning as they are. Maybe I've not lived in Leicester for too many years now, and so I don't give a shit too much about the... Yes,
that's probably it, because I know people that live in Hinckley, and some of them have had some shit today. Not like physical or anything, but at work, they've been, you guys are shit, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I'm just glad that I live in Lincoln. It's too far away. I have to worry about it.
The thing is, though, that the correct. Let's have a look what Marty had to say about this, though, afterwards.
We have to.
Yes, we do. Not a video. You're all right. I will read his words out.
Peppy the dickhead.
Right.
Here we go. And he's gone again. He's off for a piss. It's a tough one because it's a derby. Yeah, all right. It was an opportunity as well to have a good moment after our last two results, to reconnect with our fans. So it's a tough one. We know that the first half was very good. It was at the tempo we want the team to play. There was good communication. There was good controlling of the game, creating chances. But perhaps we need to be more clinical. No shit, Sherlock. The game was there for the taking, but we spoke at half-time that Coventry are playing at home, chasing the game, and would try to push. We knew there would be moments we have to cope with, but what we cannot accept is the way we conceded after just seconds after restarting. Where's he fucking been all season? How many times do we concede just before or just after half-time? What is he doing? Are they going to be sit down and have a game of cards or something at half-time? Because his fucking team talk must be shit. And obviously, yes, Coventry were going to come out. But where was his team talk to deal with it?
I don't know. I put on Twitter earlier on today that we've conceded 8 goals in the first 10 minutes of the game, and we've conceded 3 goals within 2 minutes of the second half kicking off this season. And for me, I don't know if it's the players not listening or if it's the manager not getting his point across. It could be a number of things, but it just seems like they just switch off. And it happens so regularly now that it can't just be a coincidence, It is poor, but then we know the squad is poor. We know that players, most of them don't want to be here. But
there are things he can do. There are things he can change. 1 or 2 players he can change. Formation he can change. But he's like Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's got this team. He's got this squad. And he's going to stick with it no matter where he takes us. We do the football manager game and we're down in League 2 on that because that's what we're doing. We're getting down there and trying to come back. It might not be a fucking game soon. We might be in that league if this clown still carries on what he's doing.
I think he's surprised he's still at the club. I think that he probably thought he was being sacked in December. But, he just hasn't been let go. So he's probably surprised that he's still got a job. He's clearly not. I don't think he's good enough. I think he's a poor Championship manager. But even if you sack him, you bring somebody else in, you're still going to have the same issues. Even if we play a different formation. Somebody said into a WhatsApp group with me earlier on today, well, why don't we change formation? I'm like, that's all well and good, but these players get confused coming out after half time. Imagine if you ask them to run around in a different formation for 90 minutes. They'd all combust.
I mean, yeah. I know it is difficult. Brad, though, should we not rename ourselves? Would that help? We could call ourselves 45 Minute City.
Yeah, that is. They could also offer 50% discount in the store just to make it really obvious we change our name. Keep everything down to a half the price of tickets, half the price of everything, because it'd probably suit them better. But on a more serious note as well, Chris, it's something you like to allure to. More because you are the host with the hostess with the mostest, and you like to sit on that foreign's fence. That I tell you is a retirement plan. You could advertise it. I've got it all sorted, Chris. But anyway, my point is, yes, you look at the managers and go, "Wow, this clown couldn't do anything with any players. He's not going to get rid of him." Blah, blah, blah. Well, you've also, unfortunately, as much as it's a tired point, you've got to look at the reason these managers have had no choice to do anything. We're on the 19th of January, and apart from Wout fucking Faze, who's only gone out on loan with an option to buy, not a mandatory fee, not a fee they have to pay, is not something we're going to get. We're hoping and praying that El Canoes definitely makes the right impression, which I assume he is. I believe he is. I know he's just lost in the final. Sucks to suck. Of his African Cup of Nations. But we haven't been able to move players on. So the hierarchy also has to take a blame, because we will never know potentially what.
I'm not saying the hierarchy shouldn't take any blame. We know they should. We know how badly this.
We don't know what these clowns could do if they had a freedom of transfer. Not piss in pot.
Just because we've got players does not mean we have to play them. Otherwise, where's Winks? We've got Winks. Why aren't we playing him? Because we decided he's a fucking shit stirrer. So, we don't have to play these players. Wayne said there he's not Chris. He's got a skeleton squad, mainly second-string players. So don't play the second-string players. Give, like I said before, the youngsters a chance. This is a manager who 2-0 up away at Cheltenham in the FA Cup, a team that's 2 divisions below us. He decides to take off Daka and bring on Ayew. And we're going to look at how Ayew did in this game later on. 91 minutes in this game, he brings on fucking Soumare. Why is he bringing on Soumare on 91 minutes? He had better options on the bench. All right, you could say Soumare is experienced. Experienced at what? I don't know. Robbing teams of money because they think he's a footballer. So he has got options. He's just not prepared to use them because he hasn't got the balls to do it. Look, this was the starting lineup. I mean, same old. I mean, Stolarczyk in goal, and I'm going to come to you to go through it, but I'm just going to hit this first of all, Steve. Stolarczyk in goal. Why? He's fucking shit. Put Berkovic in. I don't think he'd have got to that first goal, whether it was deflected or not. Ricardo, look, you know my feelings on Ricardo. Get him out as soon as we can. He's fucking useless. As a captain, it was funny enough, Ayew who was going over and having a word with Stolarczyk, not our captain. Luke Thomas, what the fuck? But we've got nobody else. The rest of it's not bad until you get to Ayew. Why have we got Ayew leaving at the end of the season? Is Soumare's, does his contract not expire at the end of the season? So why the fuck is he bringing him on in the 91st minute? We had to go at, I forget who the fucking manager was, we had that many. Rude, he brings on Buenete last season when he wasn't being with us because his loan period was over. Oh, I'll bring him on. Why? What the fuck is this guy? What has he gone to the Ruud van Nistelrooy School of Management or what, Steve?
Oh, Look, I think that he has a certain duty of care with some of these players, and like if we don't play Jordan Ayew and we play Patson Daka, or maybe not Daka, and we play Jake Evans. I don't think Jake Evans is ready for the step up as of yet.
The guy that scored 15 goals under 21 level.
Yeah, but that's under 21 level. It's not full-time professional level in the Championship.
No, at 16, Wayne Rooney was knocking him in for Everton in the Premier League.
But Wayne Rooney is a special talent. I don't think Jake Evans should be compared to Wayne Rooney.
We wouldn't know. We've never seen him.
Well, we have. We saw him for a few minutes last season.
Oh, well, yes, of course. Yeah, let's make the decision.
I don't disagree that we should be looking at a new striker and not playing Jordan Ayew or Patson Daka at all. But I just don't think Jake Evans is the answer. I think you can probably say a Luco for Ricardo Pereira, but Pereira is the captain and he likes to play in that. He push up into the central midfield role. Luco can't do that role as well as Ricardo, unfortunately. Ricardo's legs have gone. We all admit that. But if you this is the lump I expected to see on Saturday. There's nothing I thought was going to change.
This is our best 11. We're in the shit.
Well, I don't think we're going to get relegated. That's for sure. I prefaced it a few weeks ago, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think that Jordan James is scoring the goals, and Abdul will chip in here and there. My main issue in this team is and it's somebody that we don't have a replacement for, is Luke Thomas. He's shaky. He can't defend. He's not physical. And when you put the ball over the top towards Nelson and Thomas's area, he gets beaten all ends up. Like that second goal that happened, right? Like you can have go at Louis Page for maybe not for missing the header. He probably should have done better with that for sure. But what was Luke Thomas doing other than touching the collar of the attacker to fall over like that? Like I have fallen off my bike and looked less dramatic than that. It's ridiculous. So I think overall the lineup was probably the strongest we could have gone for. And whilst I agree with certain points you say about Ricardo Pereira, he's done, Ayew shouldn't be starting, etc., etc., I actually think that this is probably our quote unquote strongest lineup. And then you bring the young lads on with 25 minutes left to play and give them the chance to shine. And that's what he was going to do. But he brought Patson fucking Daka on, who's a fucking idiot. But,
he took Ricardo Pereira off and, like you say, give the youngsters a chance on the 91st minute.
But I think that he's a little bit out of his depth, is Marti. I think we can all agree on that. I don't dislike the manager itself, but I just think that he's out of his depth, and we rather than trying to find a manager that wanted that was good enough to be here, because we struggled to find a manager. We ended up getting a manager that had to pay his way to get here, and I think for me that's a bit like, it's the best we're going to get.
Maybe we missed the boat with Chris Wilder. Not that he's pulling up trees; he's going through a bad patch at the moment, and I accept that. But we can't, Brad. Look, and I say we're doing a show at 9:00, and we're going to be, well done, Clibbo, going to be talking about Luke Thomas. I don't want to concentrate too much on him now, and we know he's bad, but it's who else can we put there? If we put a Luco there, it means we've got to stick with Ricardo or Hamza. At some point, these managers have to look at it and go, it's not fucking working. 17 games we went playing this formation last season under Rude, and he was still picking the same fucking people and the players and the formation.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that 2-game period before we brought in Dean Smith after we sacked Rodgers, where we get the assistant come in and we thought, okay, Rodgers is gone. Maybe we're going to find that the genius is sat next to him and not the guy who's just left. This guy, maybe he'll try something. He's got a free hit, and he played in the exact same team, the exact same formation, the exact same way. And it feels like that's what happened. Rude went, hey, this idiot's out. At least this guy's got a fucking brain. He's actually got some managerial experience of any know. He's going to come in and change things. And it's the same style, it's the same lineup, slight tweak in personnel because some have left, but nonetheless, even if we had the likes of Ndidi still in this team, we wouldn't be doing any better than what we are doing. And the Luke Thomas situation gets solved one of two ways. If you're not going out and getting a left back, and let's face it, if you believe the transfer rumours, it's going to take us to the 2nd of February to get this striker over the line that we're apparently all agreed for. Because we know Leicester transfers take 7
Wrexham have gone in. We're not going to get him. Wrexham have gone in.
Yeah, that'll probably happen. No doubt, Chris. I haven't agreed. But there is a way we solve it. We just go fucking 3 at the back.
100%. 100%. We can see that. We can see something needs doing. And all this is playing players together in the shop window. So we want to sell them. What fucking window did Samari get? About 5 minutes at the end. And probably did he even touch the ball. I just think that we don't have to play players just because we've got them or just because they're a name. Bobby De Coventry, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, 10 times the player that AU is. And we'll come on to AU in a minute because he is my spotlight on this week. But look at those substitutions. I mean, Thomas comes on after 91 minutes for Ricardo, Steve. Samare on 91 minutes for Skip. What the fuck are they going to do? Monga, all right, 79. He had a little bit longer. Page 70. Daka 70. I mean, for God's sake, you're bringing Daka on. You know Daka's not going to score for you. No matter how fucking tired the opposition defence is and how quick he is not going to fucking score. Put somebody on there that might be able to do that.
There was a moment where Patson Daka had a shot and I thought it went out for a corner. It turned out it didn't touch a single player. He had a shot and it went all the way wide. I mean, it sums up Patson Daka overall. I've got no issues with bringing Louis Page on in 70th minute. I think he played pretty well again. He was decent on the ball.
Page and Monga, I get those. It's the others. What's the point of making those two substitutions?
I don't know. I don't know why Marty waited till the 70th minute in the first place, to be honest. It seemed we were screaming out for subs from the sort of 60th minute onwards, and yet he sort of stood firm and didn't want to do anything, which was a very strange situation to be in. Tamara did do one sort of decent moment of closing down and getting the ball back, but at that point the game was already gone. So I think that he put into the area and we put it into the box and the ref blew for full time. But then if you look at Coventry's bench compared to Leicester's bench, they brought on Haji Wright, they brought on Sakamoto, and a couple of more players that are all quality players. And we're bringing on Patson Daka, who cost £27 million or whatever it was. Samara that cost 19 or 20 million pounds. That should be better than these lads, but they're just not. And I think it's a damning indictment of this club that we've kept these players for so long that clearly don't want to be here because they have to have some sort of financial profit in the PSR window. At this point, I could just get rid of them. They're earning so much money that take £1 million for them both. Just get them out the door.
Yeah, you're going to save more in the wages.
That, unfortunately,
you're going to save more in the wages. If we had an owner that was actually half interested in the club and didn't want to sort of go off and ride horses and hit his balls with a little wooden hammer, we might actually be able to sort of get something done. I mean, we're still waiting for this director of fucking football.
Can I just respond to Dordkowski in the chat? Luke Thomas, he's not good at free kicks, and his throw-ins might be the worst attribute I've ever seen. He never beats the first man. We never win the second ball. He just lobs it in as hard as he can, and we don't do anything with it. And half the time, he's running up like right wing to take a long throw on the edge of the box, and he's out of position, so we're fucked defensively. He's terrible. He's genuinely like if he fell down a well, I wouldn't get Lassie to call him, to go shout for a warning. He's that bad. Leave him in there. Fucking Luke Thomas, dickhead.
But you can't blame everything on one player. And that's I'm not defending him.
He's fucking awful.
Yeah, but I'm not defending him. But we know we haven't got the options there. But there's
Chris, at one moment, right, in the second half, he tried to do a Cruyff turn and lost the ball. And I was in disbelief that he'd even try something so absurd.
No, it's fair enough. I'm not arguing with you. He is shit. But like Brad said, let's go 3 at the back then. Let's try that. Then we don't have to play him.
He'll still play. He'll still play.
We've got a manager that we're 2-1 down, and he thinks, well, just gone into injury time. Let's hold on to this position. I'll bring on a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, that is the point where any manager before him, even donkey-ass Dutchman, would have gone 4 minutes left, maybe 8 in total if you add on potential stoppages. Right, Monga, get inside. I'm chucking someone else on the left, on that side. I'll get Thomas on. I'm going to go more attacking. We might as well lose 3-1, chucking the kitchen sink at it, than lose 2-1 and go, wasn't that an okay defeat? Because there's no such thing as an okay defeat, realistically, is there?
No.
So, it baffles me. For all the things we say with the restrictions he's got in freshening up the squad and doing that, you got players on the bench. Why are they not coming on, and why are you not trying to change it up? I mean, with 4 minutes stoppage time, Steve said we played him for 5 minutes in the Premier League. Well, what would 5 minutes have hurt Jake Thomas being on that pitch, trying to hopefully get onto a ball? If he'd have smashed it out for a throw-in and done worse than Daka, then we'd have gone, well, that's why that's why he's not been playing. But
who's Jake Thomas?
I'm going to say, is he related to Jake Edwards at all?
Still Evans.
I'll combine the two players together. I'm that desperate for a new player.
I tell you what, mate, never have a go at me again about Jake Edwards, eh?
I won't.
What did he call him then, Luke?
I called him Jake. I think I called him. I went say Silco Thomas, and then I said Silco Jake Thomas.
He said Jake Thomas, and then so we've got Silco Evans and Jake Thomas as our new players.
The alternate twins.
Okay, I've got an idea for you here, Steve.
Oh God!
Yes, you're going to like this. Obviously, they're doing something at training that is impressing. Do you remember Rude, Marty? Do you remember Rude? You say, they did it well at training. I think Brad has said before, maybe because they're playing the other 11 that's just as shit as they are. Quorn FC, Loughborough Dynamos, Leicester Nirvana, Lutterworth Athletic. Why not get them in during the week and get them playing against them? Because those teams would love to beat Leicester, and they probably would beat us, let's be honest with you. But it would be better opposition. You're playing against teams that want to win, not your second 11 that's shit, like the first 11 are.
To be fair, I don't think they play many squad-on-squad matches during the week. That's, because of conditioning and stuff. So if you look at the way footballers are at the moment, like with this week in particular, they'll play Saturday, they'll have Sunday off, but they'll come in for conditioning, so massages or stretches or whatever on the Sunday. They'll come in, review the game on the Monday. They'll get ready for the game, so they'll have a light training session on the Monday afternoon, travel down to Wrexham, play the game at Wrexham. They have the Wednesday off because they get back late. They then have the Thursday where they'll come in and have the conditioning and so there won't actually be that much time on a football pitch. So I don't think they play each other all that much. They'll do passing drills and shooting drills and all that sort of stuff, but there won't be like 11 or 6-on-6.
No. I'm not having that. This lot do not do passing drills or shooting drills. And
I agree, but they attempt to at least. They're in the area of those things.
Oh, and look, that momentum chart there, as you can see, I mean, even in the first half, we didn't have all the first half momentum. But look at this, Steve. Let me just say this: shooting practice. We had 14 shots, 6 on target. That said, Coventry had 19 shots with only 6 on target. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at those stats, but I'm thinking, is that because we were all good in the first half, or bits of the first half, and they were all better in the second half?
Well, no, because there are 2 opportunities in that second half where Abdul was quite selfish. Yeah, one.
No. You're joking. No. I don't believe that.
I was very surprised with Abdul in his first shot where the keeper actually caught the ball. I was like, God, it would look like a powerful shot, and he just caught the ball like it was nothing. And then, he had an opportunity where he probably could have squared it, but he had the shot. And so, I just think on a different day, we would have been 2 or 3 up at halftime. It ebbs and flows in these games. That's why I didn't come away really pissed off, because I was expecting it. I was expecting us to have one decent half, because we are Leicester and that's all we've done this season. And it's just, typical that we have a good half, or, I said the best half of the season so far for me. where we could have easily have been 2 or 3 goals up, and then we just crumbled. And like we always do, we just crumbled.
Yeah. Can I just say to Ground Floor Whiskey that, not only have I banned you, I do actually report you lot afterwards and Twitch kick you because they don't like you doing what you're doing, which is trying to sell false followers. We don't do that. We leave that to other channels. So, you'll be kicked out by Twitch later. Brad, I want to look. We know how bad Luke Thomas is. We'll be talking about him in the show at 9:00. You're number 10, or you're number 9, I should say. Sorry, you're number 9. What do you expect your number 9 to do?
Get the ball, hold it up, set up, and score goals.
And have shots? Do you think
that would help? That would help a lot in the way to the latter of what I said, scoring goals.
Right. This is our number 9 on Saturday. Now, this guy was left on the pitch for 70 minutes, right? No goals, no shots on target, no assists. His expected assists was 0.08. Chances created 1. He committed 2 fouls. He won 3, so he's not even doing brilliant at his job of getting fouls for us. He made 13 passes. All right, 100% of those were accurate. No tackles, and no tackles won. What the fuck have we got a number 9 for when he has no goals, no shots on target, and no assists?
I'm going to say something here that is going to probably be a little bit wild at the first time of hearing it, but this striker is worse than Akinbaye. Because at least Akinbaye had a fucking go at goal. He might have ballooned it to the Tigers ground every week, but he had the shots. He's awful. You mentioned Wayne Rooney earlier, right? What happened to Rooney when he started to decline? He went to a false 9. He went to a number 10. He went to a midfielder. Getting injury to a CDM, that's where Jordan Ayew should be playing because he will. By the time the game gets to the 89th minute, if Jordan Ayew stood on the halfway line, he might get out in the centre circle. He's that slow and useless. If we're going to play Jordan Ayew, it's got to be in a midfield role, not in a striker role. And guess what? He can't do that. So let's just fuck him off. Ask Akinbaye to lace his boots up because he'll do better and shoot more. Or hope and pray to God that Rudkin bangs his head and becomes decent at his job and we actually get a striker in. Because I don't know what we need more, Chris. A striker who actually knows his role and what he's supposed to be doing, or a left back.
I just think, like, what is good, well, he's not even good at that anymore, was like, bring him on with 20 minutes to go, swap it round, and he can come on if we're winning and hold the game up and get us free kicks and what have you. But that, Jordan Ayew, fuck off. No shots. You should be embarrassed. You should go and donate your weekly wage on your match wage or whatever it is you get to a local charity. Because that, Mr. Ayew, is disgusting. And like you said, I'd sooner have Jeffrey Slupp there than you. Like you said, Akinbaye, Trevor Benjamin. I tell you what, this is how far I go. Give me Junior Lewis and I'll give you Jordan Ayew. Shall we have a swap? Because
we all knew his passport said Brazil, Junior Lewis.
I just think this guy is a complete and utter, is as much use as I've often said, a fart in a lift. And that's wrong on a lot of levels as well. So this guy is absolutely rubbish. I just want to play you something that Clibo sent me, and I've been meaning to play it for a few shows. But let's have a look at this.
Nothing with 15 minutes to go. What's the point in sitting with your back four, your regular midfield, and 2 strikers? What's the point in it? The risk is shove people in the box because the other team react to that. You shove 3 and 4 in the box, get the ball in there. That's the risk because you can lose the breakaway, the counter-attack quite easily. And we lost games that way. I remember, I think it was Newcastle, Ollie Gruner who got sent off with bringing the player down the last kick of the ball. But the value is you score in the last minute or injury time. Remember the dressing room? It was electric. Absolute electric. The fans are going home. They can't wait to get to the pub to talk about. They can't wait to go home and tell their wife and their kids what it was like at Old Trafford to score in the last minute. That's the value. There's no point in flapping about in the midfield with a few passes and no taking the risk of getting the ball in the box. Because you're not going to score for 40 yards. And if you're playing for our club, that risk should always be there.
I've got to say, I didn't always agree with him when he was a manager, but look, you can't argue with any of that, can you, Steve?
No, I mean, it took a while to get to his point, but I understand what he was saying. I'd rather a striker have a shot at goal and balloon it like Daka did than not have a shot at all. I'm at the game tomorrow, right? I'm not at the game on Saturday, thank God. I've got plans on Saturday, but I'm at the game tomorrow. I'm travelling all the way across to Wrexham tomorrow, and I guarantee we'll see Jordan Ayew starting up front, and we'll have the same conversation week in, week out that we've had for the last 18 months.
But
he's a player that...
So do you not think, Steve, that, like, I just think that was just talking sense. Don't bring Samari on in the 91st minute. Bring on, if you had him on the bench, because you had him on the bench and just tease him and then lost him, bring, whether it's Page, bring one of those on that we hadn't brought on and give them that. Don't bring on a fucking defensive midfielder.
Well, didn't he come on for... He came on for a defender, right? He came on Ricardo. So we were pushing for the goal when Samari came on. So, it meant that we could push JJ further up the pitch. I don't think it worked. Obviously, we lost the game still. But, going back to Jordan Ayew...
he came on for Skip. Samari came on for Skip. So it was like for like. Yeah,
exactly. So I understand why he made the choice. Marty loves a like-for-like substitution. He doesn't like to change it up all that much until, the 91st minute, and we bring Silko Thomas on to go attacking, of all players. But, yeah, I don't know what Ayew brings. There are times he falls over so easily. Don't get me wrong, there are times where he gets the ball and he does a weird little jink and he gets past a couple of players and you think, fucking hell, here we go. And then you get nothing else from him. But then there was times where we were breaking clear on Saturday and Ayew was still in the centre circle. He was not busting a gut to get into the box. Yeah.
I mean, look, I did this last week, but look, yeah, it is a different league. I get that, but 6 goals, 3 assists in Premier League 2. I get that right. So 3 goals, no assists. In the Premier League Cup, 3 goals, 2 assists. In the National League Cup, 2 goals, 1 assist. 8 goals he scored this season. That's more than Ayew. A hell of a lot more than Daka. Give him a chance, but no. We're going to have Samari on the pitch, who's leaving at the end of the season. We'll bring him on like for like, because that's going to really give us the chance for that last 5 minutes or whatever, isn't it? I'm sorry, I was asked this. I don't think Marty will go because I don't think we can afford to sack him. I wish he fucking would. I would actually go and buy a car, because I haven't got one now, and drive him wherever he wants to go.
No, so that pay for his Uber instead. It will save you money in the long run.
That is true. But that is how desperate I am to see this guy go out of our... If we beat Wrexham, it's not going to be a case of, everything nice again. No, because that's what he did at QPR. Exactly what the QPR manager fans
You know what's going to happen, Chris? You know what's going to happen, right? We'll lose tomorrow night, and we'll win a scrappy 1-0 win against Oxford on Saturday, and it'll give him some more time in the job. And we'll just keep repeating the cycle of losing games, winning one game every now and then just to keep him in the door and going from there. Look, I think when we signed him, I thought he'd be a decent manager for this club, and I thought that actually, he's somebody that wants to be here. He can see the issues at the club, and will try and make a change. But he's a fraud, unfortunately. Yeah. He's a fraud.
I wanted to give him a chance because, the players are shit, the setup shit, everything about the club shit at the moment. But I can't. I've given up on him. I've given up on him now. Right, the fun time, and I can't get involved in this week because I wasn't there. I've only seen the highlights, but so I can't. get in voting. But you two going up against our friend Jordan at Leicestershire Live. Look at Steve's getting it up on his phone now, so he can make sure he doesn't agree. We're not doing football, friends. You'd be happy to know that. So just do what you want. Stelarczyk, Brad.
To be honest with you, Chris, I only listened to it, so I can only go off what I was able to hear whilst I worked through the radio. I'm going to give him a 6 because there's sod all he can do about the goals, and I don't actually remember, apart from one incident, him having to make a decent save in that game. Like you said, Chris, the shots on target are actually even, so I will give him a 6 because he was robbed in the first goal of Luke Thomas, who couldn't defend for Toffee, and the second goal, there's nothing to do about it.
He made 3 saves compared to Coventry stoppers 5. So you're giving him a 6, Steve?
5.5. Oh, wait, no, sorry. That was somebody else that gave him out the weekend, and you accused me of doing it. Yeah, I remember, Chris. And then you called me Stephen as well. Yeah, I remember. That's worse than accusing me of giving the wrong number. Disgusting.
I was jesting. I did that to wind you up, and I'd had a few beers, remember?
Yeah. I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm.
He gets a 6 for me. I think he did all right, but he made a couple of decent saves. But I really think he could have done better for the second goal.
Got a 7 off Jordan.
Fucking cream face.
I know. Would you start him against Wrexham?
Who, Begovic or Stelarczyk?
Stelarczyk.
I would.
Would you, Steve?
I think Jakob's going to start no matter what happens. I don't think it changes anything.
Here's the thing. I would actually try and give Begovic the dead water games at the end when we don't get, when we don't go down, when we're nowhere near the playoffs, and then give him a coaching role to train him up. Give him that Rocky Balboa treatment where he gets Apollo Creed to train him. Give him.
We give Virtus a go. See, he can't be much worse than Jakob, can he?
No, this is it. Jakob must be thinking, how shit do I have to be? And I'm still getting my match bonus. Brilliant, this. Sorry, I'd drop him and bring Begovic in and give him a break.
I don't encourage it either way, but...
Ricardo, Brad.
Get a Luco in the team if you're going to keep players on. He doesn't have the energy. His legs are gone. He's not the Ricardo of 3 years ago. 4.
Steve?
4. I agree with what Brad said.
Apparently he made some excellent tackles, including one in the middle when Nelson was beaten by a long ball. 5 he gets off Jordan. We know he's not going to start on Tuesday, so I'm not going to ask you that because it'll be Hamza. Luco got his little 5 minutes of fame during the FA Cup, and he'll disappear like Nelson did that time. A Coley, Brad.
I still rate him. Yes, he's got a mistake in him and a shoddy pass, but I'm going to give him a 6.
Steve?
He's the weakest strongman I've ever seen play football. He's a big lad, but he doesn't have to get pushed off the ball easily. I think a 5 for me. He did all right.
Jordan has given him a 7. For 70 minutes, he was extremely good, winning his headers and the tussles of strength, reading play well to put blocks in, and even passing well too. I think he was obviously watching a different game to you, Steve.
Possibly, yeah.
I do tend to think you were probably nearer the mark than Jordan. I'd love to get him on 1 week. You all 3
I'm busy that week. I don't think I can hold back what I would say.
I'll come down with a terminal illness that day, Chris. Just for 24 hours. It's all right.
I have had him on the channel, can I just say. Ben Nelson.
I always match up, and this is one of them games where neither are on the other. They did reasonably well, defended okay. He's getting better with each game. It's almost like when you play a youngster, they improve game by game.
And you play him in the right position as well.
Yeah, although saying that, Cifuentes might play right back if Pereira can't play, knowing him. But 6.
6. Steve? Come on, I'm joking.
I would give him a 6 as well. He's the first name on the team sheet after JJ, if you ask me. He was a little bit weak for the first goal, but Yeah, 6 is fine.
Do you think Vestergaard will come back against Wrexham?
I think it'll be Vestergaard and no, I don't think he will. I think we're slowly seeing the phasing out of Vestergaard.
Right.
The phasing out.
Oh, God. Can I just say nobody's commented yet on my my tribute to the lovely Belgium?
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, bloody hell, that's terrifying, isn't it? I couldn't have a wank with that in the room, that's for sure.
I still don't see it. Oh, the wing. I see it now. It looks like the thing off Heart Attack.
From a certain angle, it does look like him, to be honest with you. I wasn't going to tell you the wig stays. The wig stays in.
We'll get a new Air bunch. You'll be all right, Chris. It'll come out of retirement.
He got a 6 again off. So you were all going there with the 6s. Oh God, I dare ask this. Luke Thomas, Brad.
Fuck off.
When I put Thomas L, by the way, that's not because he's a learner. That is because his first name is Luke.
That's because he's a fucking loser.
He's a loser.
Go on, Brad.
Doesn't deserve a number. 0.
Oh my God. Okay.
Which is a number, and I have to give him one, but you won't. I can't go NA because he played, so I'll give him 0.
Got a 2 off Prashant. Steve.
He doesn't deserve a number. He's going to get a steaming turd emoji.
Oh, I like it. I'm gonna death skull emoji from me over it.
Yeah, fucking you. We can't have 0.5s, but we can have emojis. It doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is.
I like it. We're all about balance.
No. I've written that down as 0. You think you got the win there, but it's gone down to 0.
Next time we do one, we will do a number and an emoji, and I'll just draw them out for us. At the end, we can just hold up.
Perfect.
Do that in your spare time. He got a 7 off.
No, he fucking didn't.
Fuck off! Fuck off! Did he get a 7? Fuck off!
He got a 4. All right, he got a 4.
Oh, even that's too fucking high, Jordan. You're a fucking idiot. You're the worst Jordan I've seen. And that includes Jordan Ayew.
Yeah, he's up there with Jordan Beckford.
Jordan Beckford. Stilco Evans.
Yeah, Stilco Evans. Wayne Thomas.
What have you been drinking, Brad? Hey, I was drunk when I came on the post match and actually got Jake Evans' name right.
I'm just waiting to rate Abdul Monga.
Well, do Jordan James first.
I am so sick of the only player that isn't properly committed to the club via contract being our best player week in, week out. It's fucking embarrassing. The other 24 players that are registered to the team should hang their heads in shame that a loan either isn't even our official player. I've got a funny feeling he must have something wrong with his brain, because I'm sure he's determined to push through the move regardless of where Leicester are next season, which worries me for his future. I've got to give him a 7 because he did well in the second half.
Yeah. Prashant's gone JJ7. That's obviously James Bond's brother. And Steve, what do you give him?
Sorry, I'm just looking at that comment in the chat about a vendetta against Thomas. There's more to blame than him. I don't see anybody else being blown over by some wind.
Oh, I don't know.
He was clearly the one to blame for that second goal, and probably it was
the first one. And did this, Steve?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there might be more issues at this football club, but Luke Thomas is a damning indictment of where we are as a football club. That we've got a show you got a show at 9 o'clock, so I'll give you my rating for JJ. He gets an 8. He's the only one that tries. He scored a good goal, and then he went and wound up the Coventry fans. Whenever we had a corner and he was winding them up, it was great to see.
Yeah, I mean, you wonder whether he wants to come or whether he'll still want. You said, I think, the other week that the only thing that will stop him coming is the fact that he decided he doesn't want to. But he certainly enjoyed that first goal, didn't he? And I've got to say, I know what Dewalski is saying, and as I said earlier, as shit as Thomas is, there are other shit players as well, but he's not. You playing with your pussy again?
Oh no, sorry. It was a yeah.
No,
Ignore me.
sorry,
Ignore me. If it
well,
was the
that's
floor,
what
I
that
just
is.
picked it up. That was all.
He got 8 off Jordan.
Yep.
Mr. Skip, our utility player, that I don't know why we don't stick him up front. To be honest with you,
Don't let some fucking Cifuentes at you. He might actually do that. To be honest with you, this has been something we've said most of the season since he's been back in the team. He's a lot better player than he ever has been when he's been paired alongside Harry Winks, and he does make some good challenges in the midfield. Having said that, he's about as exciting as dry toast. A 5.
Oh, I don't know about that, bro. Dry toast. When you've had food poisoning, dry toast is like a miracle, right?
Yeah, okay. This is like being offered dry toast over a Sunday roast with all the
are you saying that because would you have said that if he'd been partnering Sumare all season? I mean,
I give him a 6 because he looks better against Samare, more exciting.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if he looks better
James,
tomorrow.
who's going to look good against James?
Well, yeah, okay, granted, but as much as we call him Harry Wanker now for his attitude, when Harry Winks was actually bothered and turned up for work like he actually gave a shit, he was exciting in that role and did know how to drive us forward. If there's one thing that Skip's missing from his game, and there's a lot, but the biggest thing he's missing from his game in that role is the ability to get on the ball and drive the ball 15 yards forward. Even if it's only 10 yards into their half, he takes the ball to get us into that thing. Chris, that is what that role is meant to do. That's what Winks did. That's what Ndidi did. They might not have been great on the ball, and Ndidi might have fallen over and broke his kneecap just by kicking the ball with how fragile he was for the last few years. But that's what he did, Chris. That's what he's supposed to be doing, and Skip hasn't added that to his game yet. So it's a 5.
I'm going to say, Michael says, was Skip worth 25 million? It was 20 million plus 5 million in add-ons, so I don't think we necessarily paid the 5. But you look at those last few weeks, Michael. I'll tell you what, there's only been one player that's been being picked as man of the match week in, week out, and that's this guy. Steve?
Mr. Consistent, and that is, unfortunately, it's just slightly above average because that's where we are now. He gets a 6 from me, and he gets a 6 consistently, to be fair. He's not the main issue in the squad. I think if you were to have him and JJ and then a better back line behind him, we'd be in a much better position. Actually, if you had a striker as well, and a winger that wasn't selfish, and another winger that isn't egotistical, and a captain that can actually pass the ball, and a manager that knows what he's doing, and an owner that wants to be at the club. Sorry, I went off the time. I blacked out.
So do you think we can kind of maybe buy Middlesbrough and just transfer them to Leicester like MK Dons did?
Oh, I don't want to be Middlesbrough either. Jeez, it's almost as bad as being Stoke.
He got 7. He got 7. 7 off Jordan. Next up, we are looking at, here we go, talking of somebody being selfish on the wing. You couldn't be meaning this guy, could you? Brad?
I never thought I'd say this after his first season in the Championship, but that £25 million offer from Sunderland's looking mighty tempting because this guy will not go past his own ego. He cannot overcome his own ego and his own ability, which is great if you're getting 10 assists and 10 goals, but he's not. And he keeps shooting from 40 yards out. And the worst thing is, it's not like we're sat here going, well, what other options do he have? He's doing it when there's actually options around him that could get us in a better position. Infuriating to watch. I'm giving him a 5.
5. Totally agree with you. I've been saying it for ages. He is too greedy. But then again, Marti should be taking him aside and going, these super goals are great, but sometimes just attempt the simple things. And
I'm saying you play Silko Evans out there.
Yes. Next to Jake Edwards. But learn to pass to your teammates, Fatawu. Steve?
So, whilst I think he's greedy and he's trying too hard, he has got 7 assists and 5 goals this season, which isn't terrible considering how bad we are. But then again, we were saying he was the best winger in the league. So he should be doing those sort of numbers, if not more than that. It's frustrating, and he has been frustrating for a little while. He has the talent, he has the energy, but the amount of times he gets the ball and rather than taking him on the outside, he cuts inside, and he's just so one-dimensional at times.
Yeah.
Greedy at the weekend, I think he was poor. He gets 4.
4. Ooh. Jordan says it was City's biggest threat and has given him 6.
Fuck off.
Obviously, Brad doesn't agree with that. Could overread, Brad, and let's just we'll start to speed things up a little bit now. Could overread.
I actually can't believe that this guy's actually impressing me in form. He gets a 6, Chris. Could have scored a great goal thanks to a wonder save. It wasn't. Otherwise, it probably gone up to a 7. But a 6.
6. Steve?
5 for me. He should have done better with his goal. With his attempt where he hits the ball against the floor. He also had a second opportunity in the first half where he hit it straight at the goalkeeper and he could have gone either side of him. He's a decent player at this level. But yeah, 5.
I've got to say, what a lovely touch to set up Jordan James.
Oh, that's true. 6.
Oh, yeah.
6. Yeah, I forgot the assist. It was actually a really nice play.
It was
We've
very...
done that a few times with James. They've got good chemistry. It's almost like we've got a bit of a team somewhere. If we play 5-a-side, we'd win the league.
Don't worry. Marty will soon get that out of them. Don't worry. Gets a 7 off Jordan. And then we have got Mavadidi.
I'm so sick of this guy because he's like he's stuck in a loop. Plays awful, doesn't look great, gets dropped, comes off the bench, plays really well. We demand he starts, goes missing again. 5.
Steve?
4. He got hold of the ball several times, and rather than progressing it forward, he just slowed it right down. It meant that they got back into their positions to defend. He frustrates the living shit out of me. And I genuinely think he might be the biggest egoed player in this football club. He thinks he's better than he actually is, but he's just not all that. So...
I don't know which game it was, because he does it in all the games. He was breaking down the left, and he had one defender on him, and he did his Strictly moment where he, jumped over the ball 20 times. By the time he'd finished doing that, there was another defender coming back, and then he had 2 on him. Why didn't he try and get past the first player when there was only him and that one player? Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's another. But that's the 11. So let's get on to the subs very quickly. Louis Page, everybody. Oh no, AU. We forgot AU.
Oh,
How could I forget him? How could I forget him so easily? Actually, Brad.
I am sick of the sight of this guy.
Oh, sorry, by the way, Mavadini got 5 off Jordan.
Yippee. I'm sick of this guy starting. I'd rather play no strikers and throw. I'd rather, fuck it, play Jake Evans. I don't care if he's not good enough in Marty's eyes. Just play him. Sod this clown. 0. Join Luke Thomas on the never play for this club again.
What about Jake Thomas? Would you play him at all?
I'd play him. No, I'd play Steve Malbronk at this rate. I'd get him out of the top and play him up front. I don't care. Dan Petescu, whoever you can think of.
There's a few players we can dig up and actually put on the pitch that would do more. Steve?
He gets a 2 for me. Just fucking... He doesn't offer anything for this football club anymore, and I'm sick of seeing
not in this game as well, Steve, with 0 fucking shots. Sorry.
Well, yeah. There was a moment where we got the ball in that first half, and JJ cut the ball across, and IU was there, but he moved 2 yards to the other side. It's like, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? What are you bringing to this football club?
And if any of the players are watching this, a 2 from Steve is actually quite good, because 1 week you did give 0 to everybody. He gets a 5 off.
Well, to be fair, I gave Luke Thomas a steaming turd emoji, so
But to be fair, that was quite polite. I thought
that was actually, yeah.
Apparently, with Jordan, there were moments of nice skill out wide and near post runs to create spaces for others on the cutbacks. Were very good.
Mate, you're a striker, mate. You shouldn't be making space for us. You should be fucking in the space, you clown. Sorry.
Can't disagree.
Are you?
Can't disagree.
Tell us how you really think, Brad.
Are you having a laugh, Brad? Are you having a laugh?
Oh, there we go. Look who I'm dressed as for Halloween.
You know what? I can't even be bothered to get a video up for you, Brad. Right, let's move on now to the subs. Very quickly, just give me a score, please. Paige.
6.
6.
You got a 6. Sign of the devil. Daka.
Didn't know he was on 0.
The fact that he almost hit a corner flag with a shot, he gets a 0.
Well, he got a 5 off Jordan.
Drugs testing now.
Yeah, he must be on some Horlicks or some shit.
I told you, he sits backwards and looks at the stand and watches it off the reflections.
Don't knock the Horlicks. And next up we have Wayne, if he's still in. Wayne? Monga.
Wayne's
Brad?
changed.
Yes.
3.
3.
Yeah, 3. Not. I didn't even. If you wouldn't even know he was on the pitch.
Well, he got 5 off Jordan. Wasn't able to show off his quick feet, and he picked up a cheap yellow.
Yeah, we went
Now, the last 2, and you can probably agree with this if you want, are Sumare and Stilko Thomas. He got a lot of. They weren't really on the pitch. 91 minutes. Were they on long enough to get a mark from you?
No.
10 out of 10 clean sheet. They kept clean sheets.
Well, actually, I was asked who my man of the match would be in the post-match, and I actually went for Jake Edwards because he didn't even make the trip. So I think
Jake Edwards, who's that?
Yeah.
No, exactly. He's a very good friend of Jake Thomas. They're known as JJ, the 2 Jakes. You see.
Yeah.
Thomas, this one.
Right, there you go. Now, very, very quickly then, what do you rate Cifuentes for this?
0.
Oh, okay.
3.
I'm just sick of the same bullshit, Chris. I'm sick of the same, we played good for 45. 0.
I'm looking forward to that. We need a reaction conversation. Oh, God. Here's my reaction, dickhead. Get out. Sorry.
Team rating, Brad.
They turned up for half of it, so I'll give them half of 10. 5.
5. Ooh, okay. Steve,
You're impressed with the analogy of a rating, aren't you? You're impressed with the way I came up with that rating.
They get a resounding 5 as well.
Yeah, see, I told you it was impressive how I came up with the 5.
Yeah. Ooh, football friends. He got a 5 off Alan, as well as our official for team performance. Man of the match for you, Brad.
The Loney, James Jordan. Jordan James. I'm just confusing the names on purpose.
I was like, James Jordan. I thought, who's that?
Yeah, I literally did that one on purpose. I was just like, I'm going to say his name backwards. Yeah, it's just Jordan.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Jordan James.
I'm sick of saying it, you know. I'm sick of saying it.
Yeah, none of you disagree with Alan again on that. Well done, guys. I mean, I don't know yet whether I'm going to be doing one of these for Wrexham, because I might just actually download this twice and just play this back.
Well, I won't be able to be here Wednesday, unfortunately, because I'm in Wrexham tomorrow. I've got to spend time with my wife on Wednesday. So,
well, bloody hell, she's so needy, isn't she? For God's sake,
she gets one night a week.
Fair enough. Who have we got on Saturday?
Oxford.
Oh,
I need to try and. Oh, right. I know an Oxford fan.
Well, I won't be there, thank God. I'm in London seeing a gig instead, because I decided to prioritise my own health rather than watching Leicester lose to Oxford. So
exactly. Well, we might be back, or we might not be back with a match review. I don't know. Just see how I feel.
Don't bother, Chris, because I'm double booked on Thursday. I'd prefer not to do one. whether we win or
No,
lose.
no, that's fine. No, it's fine, guys. You know, I can get two people in that know what they're talking about.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
I won't be here for
there just won't be Leicester fans if that's the case. And if you
I also won't be here for the Oxford match review because that is the night that the Foxes Trust elections get announced, and I will be attending that instead. So
Well, good luck with that, sir. Good luck with that.
Yes.
Before we just get on to the last couple of bits, Steve, you want to tell everybody about the fact that you are actually training for a purpose?
Yes, there's actually a new competition that so it's a raffle. I decided today to put up a vintage, the new Leicester shirt that was in the Leicester store. It's the 1989 home shirt, which is the blue shirt. It's a lovely looking shirt. And I have been told by Lamp that whoever wins the raffle, Steve Walsh will sign the shirt for them. So yes, so it's a £10 to enter. If you go to my Twitter account or my, you'll see it pinned on there as the Just Giving link. Every £10 that is raised gets you a ticket into the raffle, and you can win a signed Steve Walsh retro shirt. But I am doing it. I'm running a marathon, and unfortunately, I have an injury at the moment. I injured myself yesterday on my run, so I'm seeing a physio tomorrow. So that's £60 down the drain just to see the physio. So fun. Fun,
indeed. And can I just say, the rules don't apply that if me and Brad, get a ticket and we win it, we don't have to put it back.
No, if you win it, you get it, and I'll make sure that it's wiped in some Luke Thomas shit for you both.
Oh, indeed. In fact, you could ask Luke Thomas to sign it, and then it'd be worth less than it was worth without a signature on it.
That's true, actually. Yeah. I might do that.
Join us back at 9 o'clock, everybody, for Stick or Twist, Foxes Forum 2. There's no Foxes Forum 1 this week because that is normally on a Tuesday. I'll be joined at 9 o'clock by Clibo and Reese, and the title of that show is Stick or Twist, so you probably know where that one is going. Not 100% sure what time. I think it's going to be tomorrow afternoon, but you can watch it on Catch Up. We've got Stefan Borson joining us to talk about Leicester and PSR and why it's taking so long and what's happening, and are we actually going to get away with it, which are a lot of the rumours. So Stefan Borson there. Tuesday afternoon, possibly, but you can always watch it on Catch Up, so it doesn't really matter when we do it, really. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Brad. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Really appreciate it. Remember, subscribe. Click that if you click that notification bell, it doesn't matter when we go live with Stefan, you'll know because you'll get a notification. And if you're on your mobile, remember to hype. And if you're listening via your favourite podcast platform, whatever that is, thank you very much for lending us your ears. Thanks a lot, guys. Come on. 3 points tomorrow. Play the youngsters. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You'd better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.